Hey guys, it is Wednesday, November 2nd, and it is time for a very belated sketchbook review. I have not done one of these in a very long time, and I apologize for that. I was doing my behind the pencils, kind of got distracted with that, and then I got distracted with Inktober and getting my contest going, and then doing unboxing videos. So I wanted to get back to my roots and get back into doing this. Now, as you guys are aware, I have pretty much failed Inktober. I did not get through the whole month. I just got way too busy with work. But that doesn't mean I've stopped drawing. It doesn't mean I've stopped creating. It just means that I've had to make time to do those things, and I am not always successful at that. But so we'll start with the Inktober stuff. I did do a few more days of Inktober. Yeah. I think I showed you guys my Wicked Witch. Excuse me, I just had burritos. My Lolita Witch, my Wicked Witch. I honestly don't remember where I left off. I used the Inktense from Art Snack's October box on this one. And I went literal. I used the Wicked Witch from... oh my god, it's escaping me now. Wicked. There we go. Ha ha ha. Anyway, this was junk. My Candy Witch, I got her figured out, and I used the silver ink again on her, and then I pulled out a green Copic because I just felt like using green, but then it ended up looking like Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls, so I was like, well, happy little mistake, I guess, whatever. So it was what it was. And then I did a little Pixie because the next one was a Pixie sort of thing, and I did one of those, and I'm not too thrilled with this one. I was kind of going for like chibi and cute and tiny, and it just kind of looks like a messed up thing, so not the happiest with this one. And then I got tired of trying to figure out themes and everything, so I did another Piper with a mushroom from the Mushroom Forest, and I doodled her, and it turned out really nice, and I realized that I want to get back into doing this stuff more instead of the witches. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and do that instead of, you know, the witches, and I'll be like more successful. And then I was working on Philip, which turned out very nice actually. The inks on this turned out fantastic. But I ended up stopping here because I got working and picking up overtime and picking up extra shifts, and it just made it to where I was not able to continue with it. So I just figured I would, you know, admit defeat. You know, sometimes I planned for this, I got all my supplies and everything, and I think that that might have been my downfall, is I was so ready for it. And usually the projects I'm most successful at are the ones where I do it on a lark and I don't plan for it. So that might have been why I failed at this. That, and you know, I decided to pick up a new job and everything, and I'm trying to work, but whatever. We live, we learn, we get over it. So it's still a nice sketchbook, so I'm keeping it, and I'll keep working in it now and then. I have some other ideas I wanted to do. So these were the sketches I had done for the behind the pencil for Adam. I was finalizing his design here, his child design, kind of getting his manic look going, because he shifts between very calm and collected and very just cold to insane anger. And that's one of the reasons why I do enjoy Adam, is because he is very black and white. There's very few shades of gray. Now he's manipulative and cunning, but that's his norm, you know, that's like his baseline. When he flips a switch, then he becomes like very aggressive, very angry, very cruel. And it's fun to work with him in that aspect, but it's also difficult because I'm not that kind of a person either. Him and Jean just have this very, very bad relationship for reasons. And I'm not very good at drawing. Like, whereas Jean keeps calm throughout everything, Adam tends to lose his temper quite a bit, which is why when it comes to like fisticuffs, they're relatively... I mean, it happens relatively often, but the only reason Adam would ever succeed over Jean is because he always has his brother there to help him, because it's usually a 2-on-1 situation. 1-on-1, Adam would always lose just because he lets his anger get the best of him. And Jean, like I said, is pretty mellow and can keep his calm. So in those instances, I mean, it's not to say that Jean can't lose his cool, but when he's fighting with Adam, he usually keeps it together. Adam very much despises Piper. He initially wants to drag her off and make her one of the prostitutes and just keep her drugged and making money for them. But that eventually develops into homicidal towards her. He wants to kill her because he just flat out does not like her. So Piper makes enemies by being exactly who she is. Again, Adam's very charming. He's very sociable. The triplets just crush all over him. Him and Jean are the two big ones that they crush on. Every now and then they look, sorry, I just ate, so I'm a little bit dry in my throat. Every now and then they'll look Seamus's way, but Seamus is kind of like a family man, and they like the bad boys, and Jean's a bad boy, and Adam's a bad boy, so whatever. I don't know that Sam parades around enough for them too, but if he was around, they probably would fawn over him too. Overall, though, when it comes to relationships, really the only one that's actually documented and put together and is canon is his relationship with now I have to think of her name, and I'm having a hard time. Agatha. Oh my god. I just call her Ags. I was like, wait, but what's her full name? Yeah. So Agatha is really the only one he actually has any sort, besides Sam, has any sort of a relationship with. Well, at least a relationship in an affectionate sort of way, and his affection for her is very twisted, but her affection for him is kind of twisted, so it evens out. But he grew up with Poppy, and he grew up with Emmy and Jean and everybody, so he knows them from childhood. Him and Sam both know them from childhood, so he manipulates them quite a bit because of that relationship, because he knows them, he knows their histories, he knows how to charm them. Now, they don't fall for his crap. A lot of the way I have it set is Jean, not necessarily Jean, but when Adam left, him and Sam left because they used to be mill mice. When they left, they caused a lot of grief, they caused a lot of anger, because they immediately jumped into a profession where they were trying to kidnap the girls from the mill in order to put them into the prostitution home in order to make money. So they basically became like mice slave traders, and so they're not very welcomed by their peers that they grew up with. Adam and Sam have that kind of relationship where Adam is always the adult and Sam is always the child. But Sam does get sick quite a bit, so Adam does take care of him. He's actually a very good brother in that regard. He worries constantly about his brother, and that's part of the reason why he dislikes Piper so much, is because Piper is a huge distraction for Sam, and Adam does not like it. It's not necessarily a jealousy thing, although I can see how it is viewed as that, but what it ultimately ends up in is Sam does stupid things in order to try to get Piper's attention or to trick her into things, and Adam's usually the one who has to be there to clean up the mess when things don't go very well. And then here's a little Adam down here. Jean Brownfoot must die. Oddly enough, Jean and Adam were very good friends growing up. Adam's mother was sick off and on. Or not Adam's mother, Adam's brother, Sam. Obviously, Sam was sick off and on, and Jean's mom was a pretty good wet nurse. Not wet nurse. She was a good nurse. She knew first aid and things like that. So, Adam's dad would very much oftentimes take Sam to go see her in order to get Sam back in line. Oh my god, I'm probably confusing the crap out of you guys, but I just kind of doodled them sitting here playing around. You know, Adam is waiting for his dad and his brother to come out, so, you know, Jean's gonna be Jean. I imagine Jean as a child was actually very outgoing, very confident, and very just overall nice. I mean, he changes as he gets older, but we all do. This is a quick doodle of Adam and Sam's dad, and that's little baby Sam. Little baby Sam, look at him. Ooh, he's so cute. Okay, so now I'm done with the Adam sketches. I did a quick doodle of Jacob and Piper from Duck Roleplay. They were in a bar for this scene, if I recall correctly, and she was just kind of teasing him because he came in with his shirt all unbuttoned. She started buttoning it up because she's like, you don't need to be showing that off. Oh, this was a quick doodle of Adam and Agatha, Sam and Adam cuddling, because again, Sam got sick quite often, and mice I'm using the wrong word, but they come together for warmth. They cuddle, they do whatever. Their little nests are like very tiny anyway, so they're all in there anyway to keep the warmth up. But I imagine that the kids have to do it quite often if the parents aren't necessarily around. So Adam and Sam, you know, they cuddle together to keep warm. This was a full-size picture of Adam, and Sam's off to the side making fun of him because he looks like Gene. Do not insult him like that. And then here I was just kind of doodling more mice concepts that I wanted to hit. A couple Piper doodles here and there. At some point Piper is going to end up getting sick. I just haven't decided when or where. And who's going to take care of her if she does. Somebody asked me to bring this monstrosity back, so I did. And then I did a fanboy. I was drawing Militia here. And then I drew Cherry in her natural habitat of yelling, you know, tits or get the fuck out. Quick doodle of a fanboy and a fabulous koala. This was from a live stream, I believe. Then I drew Scarlet and Militia together drinking wine, because what else are they gonna do? And then I was drawing body differences between Scarlet and Militia. And then someone asked me to do a reaction to... Oh, I can't remember what the question was. I can't remember. Anyway, the reaction was this from Piper. She was very embarrassed. Gene and Philip's asking why Gene won't bone Agatha, and Gene's like, I'd rather bone a bear mouth or something, and Agatha's over here. Of course, they're saying it right in front of her, but that's basically how Gene and Agatha's relationship really is Gene is just so blunt and like zero fun, and Agatha is just like always trying to manipulate, always trying to sort of, like, she's very sweet, she's very kind, but she's very, very manipulative, and when she can't manipulate somebody, she pretty much writes them off. But they don't exactly like each other, but Philip's like, hey, she's pretty, you're pretty, make pretty things together sort of thing, because that's how his mind works. A little Agatha Adam here, because look at them, they're actually quite cute together. I enjoy them together. And I think Adam just likes having somebody who's a little bit shorter than him, because Adam is actually kind of short for a mouse. He's shorter than Sam, he's shorter than Gene, but he's taller than most of the females. And every now and then I draw butts, and it's because people asked for them. Here's a little Agatha doodle. I was trying to get her character design down. Little profile picture here of Agatha. Yeah. Then I got a request for Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, which of course I'm happy to do because I quite enjoyed the duo. I remember watching the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy episode of Batman when it was airing on TV, and I was a kid, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. This is what girlfriends should do, because I had no friends who were female at the time. I only had friends who were boys. And I was like, yeah, we need to go around like driving cars and blowing things up, and it's like, yeah, why can't we do that? And you know, hard pressed to find other girls who want to go cause mayhem like that. I was just working on stuff here. Someone asked me to draw Puck from Gargoyle, so I drew a quick one. Little picture of Gene carrying Piper. I imagine that this is after he rescues her, and I was just drawing faces over here, so whatever. This was nothing. And then there's another role play with Piper and Jacob, but Jacob's creator had sent me a picture of a meme of some kind. I can't quite remember it off the top of my head right now, but I liked the composition of it, only he was holding a drink in this hand, so I didn't draw that portion. Of course, I could have it up above her head and it's a bourbon, but then it looks like he's trying to rest the drink on top of her head. But basically, it was just Jacob and Piper, and it was a very good composition, so I thought I would use it. More butts, because butts were requested. And then somebody requested a picture of Amy, which I was happy to do. I haven't drawn Amy in forever, and I was very pleased with how this came out for a sketch. And so I went ahead and I drew Scarlet as well. I don't get to draw Scarlet as often just because, like, I guess I choose not to. But it's mostly laziness. I have a hard time drawing duck bills from the front and things like that, and honestly people aren't that interested in my duck work. There's like a handful of people who are, but most everybody is more interested in my mouse work or my fan art, and I'm like, eh. But every now and then I do enjoy drawing ducks, so I do it. And I love Amy. I don't get to do much with her, and I love Scarlet because she's just evil and sadistic. But that's it. I have, like, there's more sketches than this. It's just rounding them all up is ridiculous because I've been doodling on scrap pieces of paper and things like that. And it's nothing so important that I think you guys would enjoy. This is the stuff where I actually sit down and focus. So this is the stuff I wanted to show you. But I'm going to start doing sketchbook reviews again. Obviously, there won't be one this Friday. Well, maybe there is one this Friday because I have the next couple days off. I'll actually have time to draw. But I'm doing some digital stuff too, and I want to kind of keep working on that. But yeah, so sketchbook reviews are going to be starting back up. I just kind of need to get myself back in the mindset of it. Weekly videos, weekly sketchbook reviews. And I do want to do some more speed paints and things like that. I actually have a piece that I want to do, but it's sort of like not suitable for work, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, I mean, work is work. Art is art. I'm live streaming a crap ton, and I'm sure you guys can catch me if you feel up to it or whatever. So if you guys like what you saw, feel free to like, subscribe, comment below. I'm hoping to have more to show you guys in the means of my own work, but I want to get that a little bit more along the way before I start talking about it. And I'm trying really hard not to give away plot line, trying really hard not to give spoilers. It's just really, really hard because I'm so excited about it and I want to talk to like everybody. But yeah, so start looking forward to these sketchbook reviews again. I've missed doing them. I've missed having a chance to talk to you guys. I mean, I do in live stream, but this is different. But yeah, so I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next sketchbook review.